Hello, everyone. Nice to see everyone. Great to see you. We're having a little bit of a heat wave here. I just heard trains from Connecticut to Pennsylvania are out because of heat and electrical problems. But overall, we are here. Each week, for people that are new to this, we are doing what is called Tongren therapy. In addition to that, we are also adding in a quantum perspective. If you look to my left, yep, that's my left, and my right, there are two canisters. These are also biophoton generators. So we're actually enhancing, technically, a biophoton field. And Tongren is a distance healing technique where we can basically, with our intention and our mind, we can send healing energy or share simultaneously healing energy from me here in my undisclosed location. Let me just fix my chair. There we go. And everyone out there. So, for example, I have been doing this for 25 years, and I work on people all over the planet because in many ways, there is only oneness according to certain thoughts. We connect to a morphic field in many ways, which is common to all of us, which has our own little slice of information. And we are able to access that and to basically, with an open heart of compassion, to amplify healing benefits for people all over the world. So what we do each week, as you can see, we actually put in requests. There's a chat on my website, anusarwellness.com, or on my Facebook pages, Anusar Wellness, or on Instagram. We're doing it on all of these at this very, very moment. So each person gets a little boost, and then it builds the healing momentum to gain healing traction, as we say. So let's begin. Our first request is ALS with a weak left leg, left foot drop, left broken ankle, and MS for my aunt. So let's begin. Sometimes we work on more than one person at a time, but let's work on this. So, blood flow to the brain. We do it in a 3-part process, as we always do. To initialize the brain, and especially the hypothalamus, pituitary, sensory cortex, and motor cortex, to initialize that brain wound connection. So the brain has command points of the brain, sensory cortex, motor cortex, and endocrine initializers. And brain stem, especially the medulla, which is our cardiac, respiratory, and vasculatory center. So we're going to work on ALS, which is inflammation, T1 to T8. Weak left leg. So let's work on the bioelectricity of the arms, the brachial plexus, on the legs, lumbosacral plexus. Left broken ankle. We'll work on the endocrine growth hormone as well. MS, which is myelin sheath disruption. And then always grounding and earthing, as we call it. Liver 3 and kidney 1, just as we do in martial arts and life. And welcome to Instagram, Mari. Hope you can see me okay. Blood flow to the brain. And then grounding. So the last third part, vagus nerve down the torso, gut-brain axis, GB12 to CP12. And we'll also do a craniosacral therapy session as well for everyone, because that's the lymphatics or the craniosacral fluid, which is actually photons, light, photons, biophotons, doing work in the body. Okay, so let's do a couple more. So we're going to work on perfect blood, and for Shari, perfect blood, lymph, and strong immune system. Blood work is perfect once again. Ferritin is in low normal range, okay? Any suggestions? Anything in the chain of events? I look at copper, especially, of course, iron, and then, of course, copper, and then something called ceruloplasmin, which are kind of like the triumvirate of things that manage, even in the background, all of the iron stores, and all the different relationships with the liver. So I would look into those, and then also work for Laura. So we'll work on Laura and Charlie. Blood flow to the brain. Perfect blood, which is about the bone marrow. So that, from our perspective, is T1. Strong immune system, T1 to T8. Let's work on the immune system of the microbiome. T11, T12, L4, L5. And also for calm worry, the right frontal lobe, GB13. Worry-free mind and much abundance in Tong, third eye, connecting to our true selves. That's where abundance lives, within ourselves. Abundance is available for everyone. The goal is to remove resistance, eliminate fear, and embrace self-awareness, love, compassion, and forgiveness for yourself and for others. And don't be stuck. And the liver, which deals with iron and iron stores and different thing, T9, right side. And then grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay. Happy Mama? No. It's a please send Chief Alara for a. Nope, we got that. Les. Prostate, lower the PSA. We have PSA. We want to make sure that the PSA is not related to anything such as prostate cancer, which I don't believe it is. I think you're correct in your request. Blood flow to the brain. And we also work for Rachel, tap for lung health. It's been a struggle. Let's get on the phone, Zoom, Rachel, and see how things are going, see what we can do. Blood flow to the brain. for anyone that wants to know about what I consider to be the most valuable and important medical approach, quantum biology, and I would look up Carrie B. Wellness. She's got a handle on it. I was fortunate enough to have a talk with her. She's brilliant in this topic. It's also related to Tongren, related to healing. So for less, T1 for the bones, T1 to T8 for the inflammation system, L3 for the prostate area. And since hypoxia and oxygen is connected, we work on a hypoxia protocol of the phrenic nerve and diaphragm, because that indirectly relates CV17, lung 1, lung 2, Chinese points as well for lungs for Rachel. Is it because of the increased heat as well, Rachel? And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay, let's check with Instagram and check Facebook. And we have some people here. Welcome Arlene, Dorothy, and Marie, and Annie. So there are some basic common denominators that I'm learning from these experts as well. There are two basic things, in addition to things like Tongren, which deals with quantum biology, distance healing, biophotons. Light, infrared light therapy, and grounding and earthing. Those are actually quite profound and quite beneficial. So, Arlene, speak truth, your soul needs it. Yes. Hello, dear. She says, thank you for this work very much. I am systemic candida plus more, it seems. So, and let's also work for Dorothy, macular degeneration, both eyes, plus cataracts, so blood flow to the brain. Let me sit back a little bit so people can watch. My students are watching, so you can see where I'm tapping. Nice, new, clean doll, as we call it, or elegantly call it acupuncture model. Blood flow to the brain. So for systemic candida, let me know if you're doing, there's a great product called Gut Shot, which is fermented foods. That's incredibly efficient. Or sauerkrauts and kvass, kombucha, which is okay, but it has a little bit of sugar and alcohol. But any fermented foods that you can do. Vegan yogurts, I would recommend plant-based yogurts. There are other kinds as well. But whatever works for you is always correct. So command points of the brain stem. And the microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. And the microbiome from the vagus nerve perspective to gut-brain axis, CV4, the lower dantian, as it's said in Chinese medicine. CV4. We also have orgonites in the background, as well as the two biophoton generators, Tesla healing masterclass.com, and we will have another one of those experiments. It sounds wild, but at full moon, we're going to have probably the equivalent of 300 to 400 of those in a special place, and then we'll do Tongren from there. And last time we did it was quite profound. Full moon quantum Tongren biophoton blast. And then grounding as well. Let me know if you have any questions, Arlene, about fermented foods, high fiber diets. You want to create probiotics to outnumber the unfriendly flora like Candida. Liver 3 and kidney 1. And I want to make sure I don't miss Catherine. Forwarding, yes, edema. So grounding for sure for the edema. Red light therapy for the legs for sure. Blood flow to the brain. We can work for the lymph lady request. Command points to the brain to initialize that brain wound connection. And when you watch sunrise sunlight, you're actually activating the hypothalamus as well, if I have it correct, with perfect frequencies from the sun at the correct angle. Medulla cardiovascular, GV17, IC3, and we have more people on Instagram. Angelic Lights, welcome. Hi, Angelic Lights, good to see you. And I think I just missed something. And Mari, did we set up a time to meet again? And did I miss that? Let me know. My thinking is now that we did. And I didn't put it in my calendar. So edema, lymph system. Let's do the spleen, lymph, command nerves, T3, thoracic 3, and also a lymph tune-up for everyone. Shari, Catherine, so sky window of the neck, lymph drainage, lymph nodes, axillary lymph, inguinal lymph, and draining. I would definitely recommend rebounding as well, Catherine, to move that lymph. Okay. We work on the eyes, make sure we get the eyes. C3 for the eyes and out point for the eyes. and grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay, so let's go back to the website. Is the chat working on the Tongren website? Yeah, the heat is hard on breathing. I think people are at the beach. So we work with perfect blood, ferritin, prostate, and hearing loss in right ear. And then, okay. The question is, this is a really important question. Have I had any durian this season yet? No, but I think you've just triggered a need for durian this week. Okay. Okay, everybody's, you may hear my fan. It's about 125 degrees here. I'm on the second floor, and that works out good. So let's do some more work with eyes. Dorothy, Marshall, Marie, lower cholesterol, and let's do it. Let's flow to the brain. Very serious question. I take my durian very seriously. Blood flow to the brain. For everyone, let's really work some more on the eyes. The ouch point for the eyes, the facial artery for the eyes, cataracts for the eyes. Don't forget about the Cataract Cure book and NAC, which is basically a cataract remedy for cataracts. Durian. Durian is like a big jackfruit. Is from usually Thailand. It can weigh like 25 pounds, and it comes in pods. And you either love it or hate it. In Thailand, they have holidays for it, but also it has a strong odor, so it is not allowed to be opened in a bus because of the smell. But it's great stuff. Blood flow to the brain. Let's work some more on the eyes. You'll find it in Asian markets, usually frozen. And there's a trick where you can open it with your bare hands. There's a seam in it. And the brain command points, brain stem command points. C3 for the eyes. GV17, cardiac, respiratory, and vasculatory center. Yep, it's in Asian markets. Yeah, you can get it already opened and in a container. Yep, for sure. blood flow, nerve flow, spinal artery, spinal nerves. So for cholesterol, blood flow, nerve flow to the liver, T7, T9. T11, 10, 11, and 12 for the lowering of the cholesterol, gallbladder, bile duct, and microbiome. Durian makes a great cashew cream cheese pie if you're interested in cheesecake, durian cheesecake. But it's really good just straight. And we have some new people here today. Carrie B. Wellness has joined. And she can put in a request for some kind of situation or condition. Right now we're tapping for cholesterol. T10, 11, and 12, thoracic 10, 11, and 12, opening up the blockage of the nerves using distance healing. And grounding. So that's the spinal nerves, that's part 2, as we do. And then part 3, the vagus nerve, kind of a regulator or balancer, relaxation response, vagus nerve and vagus tone. And we do the gut-brain axis, GB12 and CV12. The brain has lots of communication networks, brain-wound connections, communication links that must be opened. So our goal, our job is to open a blockage interfering with a bioelectrical communication link from the brain to the nerves to the target area. And grounding with a 3 and kidney 1. And let's see who else is. And somebody was checking their blood counts. We want to keep those normalized for people with bone marrow issues or even leukemias and different things. And I have a comment here. Somebody was playing a recording of this, which is a good testament to the lack of linearness to space and time, that we could actually play a recording of the Tongren, and we leave a recording there all week so people can watch the reruns and still get the benefit because it still connects to the morphic field or the Tongren collective consciousness or unconscious. So let's work some more for lungs, hearing loss. And hearing loss and tinnitus. So we work on blood flow to the brain, our main mantra, our tune-up, part 1, 2, and 3. So the way to do it is to sit with your feet flat on the floor, palms face up, and just breathe, ideally through the nose, and relax. So we can work on the ouch point of the ears. Like people say, you focus on a spot in your body, it will send healing energy. Science has shown that it literally shows an increase in blood circulation if I put my mind on my finger. right here and lost. So let's work on the cranial nerve, vestibular cochlear nerve, GB789. Cranial nerves are nerves in the brain. And then we also work on the spinal nerves, which also impact the eyes. That's it. C3 or cervical 3. Okay, and Mari, we want to tap for headache and Lyme disease. Let's do first our grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay. So the other thing we mentioned for everyone systemically, we'll do a cranial sacral boost for everyone, especially for the bones, bone marrow. And if you recall about the work of Hannah Kroger, who identified a relationship between the tailbone and leukemia. So let's do a cranial sacral tune-up for everyone, blood flow to the brain. So imagine the craniosacral fluid flowing from the brain to the tailbone. In Chinese medicine, we call that the microcosmic orbit. From the crystal palace to the tailbone. Command points of the brain, crystal palace. Ventricles pumping, another cyclical rhythm of the body, like so many things. From the brain, managing the bone marrow at T1. All the way down to the tailbone, sacrum 1 to 5. Tailbone 1 to 4. Hannah Kroger doing a tailbone adjustment from a massage therapy technique she learned from the naturopath in the early 1900s. Cured, I can say cured because it's her book, her words, not mine. Cured 5,000 kids of childhood leukemia. So that's pretty impressive. So there are massage therapy techniques, which I actually know, if people want to know, learn about it, where you can do a tailbone adjustment, recover the rhythm of the flow of craniosacral fluid if there is a tailbone misalignment. And grounding as always, earthing, grounding, everyone, liver 3 and kidney 1. And the vagus nerve, part 3, vagal tone, gut brain axis. To make it easy, the vagus nerve literally means wandering, and it wanders over the front. And we'll work with you next, Mari, liver 3 and kidney 1. always grounding. And the people on Instagram, there was a message about a temporary delay. Let me know if you guys can still see us. And let me check in for Annie Martin and then Mari Chambers. Blood flow to the brain. I'm having electronic vibration sensation, especially down to left foot, big toe, top of big toe. Someone recently suggested massaging the nerve channels previously for 7 days. Also wondering if I should try to find a twin eye masseuse in my area. For sure, Southern California. Definitely the grounding and the red light therapy would be 2 ways to begin. Tom may think the blockage is in cervical spine. Yes, so vibration sensation, it is left foot. So let's work on that. We always look for the cause of the cause. Can you see me now still, Mary? Instagram is doing okay? All good? Great. Headache is less. Let's work some more on the headache points, GV20. Those are very specific from a bodywork perspective, acupuncture, and Tongren perspective. GV gallbladder 20 point. So let's work on the nerves for the whole body, starting with the plexus. So brachial plexus of the arms, lumbosacral plexus for the toes and the feet. Tracing down to GB39, which is the sciatic nerve and other nerves that lead to the feet and the toes. So for Lyme, T1 to T8. So when you think of massaging for nerve, you want to do blood flow and nerve flow, really open up the muscles, really open up, remove entrapment, which is kind of squeezing the nerves. So blood flow and nerve flow and really good hydration, really good water. So Tom says cervical spine, C1 to C7. Gregory Hurd, how you doing? Gregory, hi. And work on the outer points, left foot and big toe. Bring energy. When we bring energy to an area, the energy gives a supply of regeneration capability to the body. And then liver 3 and kidney 1 for grounding. So let's continue on. And who's next? So the next request, please tap for detox from mold, smoke, and aluminum poisoning. From my understanding, the best antidote for aluminum is silica. So there are 2 ways. One is through tablets. The other one is through liquid aluminum, which has been highly advanced to a point of super high absorbability through techniques of the French physicists and, biochemists, I think in the 50s and 60s. So that would be definitely good to work on. Because aluminum is one of the main causes for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's in the brain. It's one of the main things. And Mumashari we will tap for SID and arthritis. So let's work on all of these. Blood flow to the brain. We got to wake up the brain, get the brain communicating to the rest of the body. Command points of the brain stem, CRV, cardiac, respiratory, vasculatory command centers. So detox from mold, smoke, and aluminum. So whenever people talk about detox, I always recommend clay baths, clay drinks, clay slurries, those types of things. The specific clay remedies also have charcoal, which are really good for that. Mold, smoke, so lungs, breathing exercises. NAC, which is a very healthy glutathione precursor, which is really good for the lungs, used in COVID as well. So those would be some good tips. So blood flow to the brain. T1 to T8 for detox and immune building. In fact, T1 to T9, including the liver. T3 for the lungs. Lung 1, lung 2 for the lungs. T1 to T8, inflammation. Lung infections, microbiome, which is also good for inflammation, T11, T12, L4, L5. So all of your body, you're tired because it's taking a lot, all the resources for doing regular stuff is being taken up, causing you fatigue to do normal stuff. Grounding to liver 3. And kidney 1. So let's work more for headaches and Lyme, inflammation, and others. So sinus and lung infection, we didn't catch that. Sinus C3 as well as T3. Don't want to miss that. Okay, let's do one more round. Blood flow to the brain. Brain command points for cervical spine, middle and lower back. Blood flow, nerve flow, that's our mantra. Spinal nerve and spinal blood flow, spinal artery. Cervical spine for limb. And welcome, Esther. Cervical spine and lower back, so blood flow, nerve flow again. Blood flow T7, abdominal aorta, and then lower back, I'm presuming to T8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lower back, we're covered. Middle and lower back, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And Sid, you're next. Lumbar 1 to 5, sacrum 1 to 5. Grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. Vagus nerve, gut brain axis. Vagus nerve to the gut. TB12, CV12. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. So continue to relax. You may feel heat, warmth, or tingling as well as we continue. So let's work with sit next and check in with our Facebook friends. We have so Annie, you've done earthing. I would continue. Don't give up on it. So let's work on sit, blood flow to the brain, and Laurie for TMJ, and intracranial pressure, balance, and coordination. So sometimes the pressure is helped by cranial sacral therapy, and we'll work on that as well. We'll do that. Blood flow to the brain, blood flow, nerve flow down the spine, T1 to T8 for Sid. Brachial plexus for the arms. Lumbosacral plexus for the legs and feet. T1 to T8. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay, let's do a last check to see who's here. Sid for arthritis, we got it. And anyone else? Are you still with us? Carrie. And then who else? We have Dave. Intracranial pressure, Annie Martin, and Beverly Akers. Well, let's do it. Blood flow to the brain. TMJ. Work on C3, 4, and 5, but the ouch point in the jaw itself. For people interested in quantum biology, check out, like I say, Carrie B. Wellness, best source for truth about healing and common sense, the high level of accuracy and truth, capital T. TMJ, let's work some more for Laurie. The jaw, clenching jaw. At night when you sleep, Laurie, do you breathe through the mouth or through the nose? Have you ever tried sleep tape? So GV17 for David Cabrera intracranial pressure, GV17, and cranial sacral fluid as well. Balance and coordination, again, that's GV17. That's exactly it. And blood flow, nerve flow down the spine. T1 to T8 anti-inflammation for everyone, including pre-diabetic pancreas, T8. And then grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Those are gateways in Chinese medicine. We use them basically, kidney 1, that is a point of grounding, a gateway, the 4 gates in Chinese medicine to connect to the earth, just as we do with grounding and earthing as well. And Sandra will do some extra work. David and Sandra, and hearing loss for Greg. Okay. All right, one more round for everyone. Here we go. Fasten your seatbelts. Ready, blood flow to the brain. For Greg, hearing loss, ouch point for the ears, C3 for the ears. So David, how's your ALS doing? Is it improving? For cataracts, as we did, Sandra, C3, and out point for the eyes, blood flow to the eyes, facial artery as well. Tap for hearing loss in the right ear. ALS, T1 to T8. Definitely check on the microbiome, the gut, probiotic foods, high fiber foods. So Momashari, feeling the chi, strong healing chi. We have 2 biophoton generators for everybody, and the Tongren. And of course, everybody here today is part of our collective, supporting us as well. And then we will do grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay, so now we just send chi to charge the batteries for everyone. So sit again with your feet flat, making small improvements, pretty far along. Okay, body work will help you, David, for the ALS. Definitely grounding, earthing therapies, light therapies, sunrise, sunlight, gazing as well. All of those things. Those are kind of a baseline that I'm going to follow on with most everyone, along with, of course, the Tongren, which works with all of that. So here we go. Do some Qigong for everyone. And make sure we worked on the osteoarthritis, the bladder, significant bruising. Just do a couple of extra taps for that right now. T1 to T8. S1 to S5. Do it again. T1 for the bones. GB39 also for the bones. Liver 3 and kidney 1. And we'll continue with Qigong. Take a deep breath. Qigong is like a biphoton generator pumping biophotons, into the universe. And Tongren is coherent transmission of biophotons. Strong Chi today. I think I added the second Tesla thing, maybe last week or this week, but Strong Chi, very good. Glad you're getting great blood work results forever. And Carrie, if you're still here, let me know. And then I'll just send a wrap up for our talk as well. Sending Chi to everyone. Forever. Okay. Then at the end we play a tone. I think this is 432 hertz. Just as kind of like a cleansing tone. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you next week. There are other healing sessions. You can get them almost every day somewhere on the planet. TongrenStation.com. I'll be teaching Tongren, if you look up my website, anusarwellness.com. In July, we have our seasonal pair of cleansing and detoxing. July is the colon cleanse. August is the 1 week colon cleanse, and then in August, the 2 week clay-based detox program for doing all of that. And then we will have some more items, some workshops and webinars coming up. So talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Be kind to one another. And remember your superpowers: kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. Have a great day.